Hi everyone, my name is Sarah from YouBloom Yoga, and I'm here to guide you through a pretty chill, relaxing yoga flow. We're going to get some good stretches in, relax a little bit, take some deep breaths, and at the end of the day, we're just moving our bodies in ways that feel good, always putting your comfort as paramount in our practice. I will be using some yoga blocks today. You don't need to. If that's something that works for you and you would like to play around with or you find helpful, please add it in, but it is not necessary. Everything I'll be doing today, you can do at home without blocks if you don't have any. But I do encourage it because blocks and props in general are a wonderful addition to our practice. But enough yapping, we're gonna get into our practice. So when you're ready, go ahead, roll out your mat, get into some comfy clothes, say hi to your little pets if you have one, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So to begin, we are gonna find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. That could be cross-legged, legs splayed out in front, does not matter. We're gonna settle in here, letting the hands relax wherever they naturally land. We'll breathe. Maybe you need some big exhales before you find your natural breath. Just beginning to let any stresses, tension around you go. Trusting that you came to your mat for a reason. And today we're going to do our best to honor that reason, even if maybe you don't quite know what that is yet. Continuing to breathe in through the nose and back out through the nose. Breathing in to feel the belly rise. And breathe out, the belly softens. You might even bring one or both hands to the belly to really connect to that feeling of the rise and fall. Hands can stay on the belly or return to the legs. So roll out the head in one direction. Being mindful that we're not cranking the back of the neck, so we're not pressing it all the way back, but just gentle circles. Go ahead and reverse that direction. The cue that I really like, that I find keeps the head in a good direction, is imagine you have a dot of paint on your nose and you're trying to draw a perfect circle, or as close to a perfect circle as you can get with that dot of paint. So that wouldn't look like going up here. That would start to come more into like a little egg shape or an oval. So that dot of paint idea helps to keep that circle, more circular. All right, bring your head back to center and look towards the right shoulder. Option one, if you're looking to the right and you're like, well, that's kind of an unexpectedly nice stretch, you might stay here. Option two, left hand, so the opposite way you're looking will come down next to you. Option three, crawl those fingers behind you, maybe even finding the low back. Couple more breaths. If your left hand is behind the back or next to you, gently bring it back in, and we'll look to the left now. Maybe the right hand stays where it is. It can come to the ground or find the low back. And we breathe. Release the right hand back down, look back through center. On a breath in, arms reach up. Maybe you look to the hands, watching as the palms kiss and float down to the heart. Fingers interlace, press the palms away, rounding the back body. Think of that cat pose here, so big arc in the spine. On a breath in, palms press up, we open the heart, Elbows can bend. As you exhale, float the hands wide and down, sweeping in front as we fold. Roll it back up, arms reach to the sky. Right hand comes down, we lean to the right. And float through center, left hand down, lean to the left. Back through center, arms reach up. And exhaling, hands down to the heart. Fingers interlace, press the palms away, sweep it up, big breath in. Exhale to release, sweep it into a gentle fold. Maybe you stay resting on the thighs or the knees here. Breath in, roll it up, hands to the sky. Right hand down, find your side bend. Maybe look up to the ceiling. And press through center, left hand down, we lean. This time coming back through center, we're twisting to the right. So left hand can find that right knee. If that's too much of a cross over the body, left hand to left knee and we twist. Reach back through center, arms reach up, and we twist the other way. Again, if it's uncomfortable to reach over, or maybe we have just parts of our body in the way here that can't make that reach, just bring it to the other knee. Works the same, still a twist. Still feels great on the spine. We'll take one more breath here. Hand unravel through center, arms reach up, hands will land down at our heart, bowing the head to the hands. Maybe you take this moment to set an intention for your practice. If you're a religious person, maybe say a little prayer here, whatever you would like. And if you are not religious or you don't connect to intentions, we just breathe and hang out in the shape. A couple more breaths. From here, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. Depending on where you're practicing, or just depending on what's going on in the knees, you can always bring a little padding underneath, maybe a little blanket. We'll drop the hips to the left as we look to the right shoulder. And back through center, hips press right, we look to the left. Take that 2 more times on each side, so hips left, we look right. Breathe into that left side of the body, that left hip. And back through center, hips go right, we look left. Pause here for a couple breaths. And one more time here, we go left with the hips, pause to breathe. Feel that nice stretch through the side of the hip and glute. Hand back through center, take the hips right one last time. Back through center here, readjusting our alignment as needed. Breath in, right arm reaches up. Exhale, thread your needle, landing onto that right shoulder, the right temple. Pressing the floor away, unravel, right hand to the sky, hand back down. Take that to the other side, left arm reaches up, and we thread our needle. Continue to breathe here. And unravel, left hand to the sky, hand back down. Extend the left foot behind you, rocking forward and back onto those toes. So foot is on the ground, pressing the heel to that back edge, and lifting up to the tippy tops of the toes and back. Lift that leg, bend the knee, draw some circles here, bringing the knee in, to the side, behind you, and back in. So we're focusing more on how this feels in the body rather than getting any sort of, in quotes, perfect shape. It's a practice, not a time to reach for perfection. We'll reverse those circles here. Continue to breathe. And plant that hip down. Dropping back into a child's pose. Knees can be together or take a little further out. Feel the weight of the head relaxing to the ground. Arms growing heavy. Press back up into tabletop again. This time now, right toes go behind us, the leg is straight, muscles in that leg are engaged as we rock forward and back. Lifting that leg, foot is flexed, bend the knee. Start with curling the knee in, out, up, back, and down. And finding some nice circles here. And we'll reverse that direction. And plant it back down. Toes tuck, press the hips up and back, down dog. May feel nice to pedal up through the feet, shake out the head a little bit. Three deep breaths wherever you're at. One more breath. Bend the knees, look to the hands, walk your way up, forward fold. Soft bend to the knees, breath in, we roll up, hands to the sky, and landing back down toward heart. Fingers interlace, palms press away, little bend to the knees here as we arch to the back, really focusing on opening up that back body. Next breath in, palms press up, optional little back bend. Exhale, swan dive it down, arms wide. Take a deep breath in and let it go. One more breath just like that. Slow roll it up, hands to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Interlace those fingers, press the palms away, reach it up. Press the hips to the left, arms go right. Back through center, take it the other way. Back through center, releasing the hands all the way down, either finding the floor or your yoga blocks. Left foot will step back, we lower the knee, coming into our lunge. So what we're looking for is ideally the ankle and knee stacked over one another. If you are in a lunge like this, time and a place. This is just not the shape we're working with right now. We want room to comfortably move here. At this point, we're already in a pretty far extended forward shape, so we don't have the room that I'm looking for. This is also just putting more of a pressure and stretch on the ankle, which again, not necessarily bad, just not what we're going for right now. So if you need, you can come out, kind of wiggle those toes all the way up until you find that alignment. All right, so we are set into our lunge, back toes pressing down. So really push into the top of the mat. You might feel the muscles even rising up into that quad, that muscle in the front of the thigh there. Engage a little bit. We are looking straight out in front, heart is open, shoulders pushing back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press the hips back, flexing the toes, so digging that front heel down into the mat. Breath in, roll it forward again, find your lunge, feel the heart open. And exhale, roll it back. Couple more times here, moving with your breath, inhaling through this lunge, exhaling to our half split. We're going to land in our lunge here. Left hand stays on the block or the floor. Breath in, right arm up. On your next exhale, release. And lift the hips up a little bit. You can slide that right leg back. If you need to circle it out, give anything a little shake, take what you need. And from here, we'll make our way into down dog. So palms will plant, press those hips up and back, and we're heading straight into our forward fold, top of the mat. Big breath in to rise. Exhaling, hands to our heart, and back down to the ground. Find those blocks or the earth. Taking it to the other side, so right foot steps back, lower the knee. If you need to adjust anything about your stance, take this moment to do so. We're going to start by hanging out into this lunge. Breathing deep. Seeing if we can still connect to what's called that diaphragmatic breath, that belly breathing. So the belly rises as you breathe in and gently falls as you breathe out. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hips roll back. You can walk the blocks back with you. Again, use the props, use the support here. Such a blessing to our practice. Breath in, roll it forward again. Open the heart. And exhale, sink it back. So starting to marry our movement and breath here. Take this a few more times, moving at your pace with your breath. Take one more cycle here and then meet back into our low lunge. From our lunge, inhale, left arm up. Option for your eyes to follow that lifted hand. On a breath out, we release. Hands either on your blocks or the floor. And we'll lift the hips, slide that left leg back. If you're using blocks for this next part, just be careful as we lift into a down dog. So this can be kind of fun to work with blocks in a down dog, but again, please be careful with your grip here. You don't want that block sliding out underneath you and getting hurt. So again, please just be careful. What I love about this though is using the blocks. If you feel like you don't have enough space to walk forward into a forward fold from down dog, can probably already tell using these blocks just gives you more space naturally. So if you're working with the blocks, let's try lifting onto the toes and then walking ourselves forward. And I know I can come forward a lot more easily with my blocks here than if my hands were just on the floor. So if you're using blocks, we'll go ahead and set those off to the side. Big breath in, we rise all the way up, optional little back bend. Hands through our heart, we fold. Plant the palms down, step back into a plank. This is our one and only plank today. Knees can be lowered or lifted. We're holding for 3 deep breaths. I know you can do this. 2 more breaths. We've already made it most of the way. 1 last breath. Let those knees lower. Take a child's pose or your rest of choice. So if child's pose, you're like, that's just not comfortable, take a seat, lay on your belly, flip to your back. That's where we're heading next anyways. So we're resting first in your rest of choice for a few more breaths. If you're in child's pose, press yourself up. We're swinging the legs out in front. And we are going to make our way onto our back here. So coming all the way down, gathering the knees to the chest, find a little rock side to side. This is a lovely little massage on the low back and the spine. Oh, whenever my back starts to get sore, this is one of my absolute favorite things to do. It feels so good. Now we are just letting the legs be heavy here and drop the feet down. So I'll make a little bit of a thud sound, because if you're in an apartment, just be, I guess, mindful of your neighbors. But we're gonna bring those knees back up, do that again. Let those feet thud. One more time. Take the feet as wide as your yoga mat, or as wide as they'll comfortably go. Knees dropping in towards one another. This is often called integration pose or broken bridge. You've even heard waterfall pose in like a yin practice. Regardless, we're coming into this wonderful shape, great on the low back, little internal rotation of those hips. Continuing to breathe, maybe the hands rest at the low belly, helping to bring our awareness back into the breath. And heel toe the feet in till they are together, knees drop open, soles of the feet come together. So in yoga, this is Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle pose. If you took gymnastics or tumbling as a kid, you may have heard this referred as butterfly as well. Now for the arms, couple options. They can stay on your belly. They can rest at your side. One of my personal favorite options here is interlacing the fingers, bringing them underneath the head, so your hands are kind of mirroring the shape of the legs. And this is especially nice to do at home when you are in a comfortable, safe, protected space. I know this can be a very open and even vulnerable feeling of a shape. So if this feels a little too exposing for you, please come out of this. I do not want you to be uncomfortable physically or mentally. With that being said, though, if you are in a safe place, it might be nice to just start to open yourself into that discomfort, but please be in a safe place, in a right mind frame to do so. Whether you are in this bound angle option or something else, rest here for a few more deep breaths. Hands are interlaced behind the head, gently release, bringing them down to the outer edges of the thighs. Help the legs close up and rock from left to right. Next time the legs are dropped to the left, we'll pause there. Option to cactus or extend out the arms. Final option, look to the right. The right shoulder. Look back up, legs drop through center and then over to the right. Maybe the head rolls to the left. The legs back through center. Gathering the knees back to the chest one more time, we'll rock it out. Option to wrap the hands around the shins. Breath in, nose lifts to the knees. And exhale, release everything down. One leg extends long, and then the next. I'm not here for a super long Shavasana, although I do encourage you to stay longer if you have the time. But if you are in a rush, take just this final moment to notice. Notice how the body feels at this moment from when you first stepped onto the mat. Notice the strength of your breath. And bring one hand over the belly, the other hand on top. Taking this final moment to feel that movement of the breath. To also enjoy and lean into a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude towards your body. Gratitude towards yoga. Gratitude towards your ability to practice yoga. Gratitude for this community and all communities that we can grow and learn from. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day and week ahead, and look forward to meeting you on our mat very soon.